Hello, everyone. This is Rick Pasek, the Fly Fish Fanatic, and welcome to another edition of On the Bench, sport fishing on the fly. Today, we are going to tie a kind of a pumpkin head variant. Now, what this is, it's a bumble style fly, a British style bumble, tied as a with the pumpkin head style colors. My buddy out of Edmonton, Gary Hankey, he plays with this kind of stuff all the time, and yeah, I've adopted this one, and it's one of my favorite flies to fish, and one of my favorite flies to tie. To be honest, I love tying bumble style flies. So, alrighty. So today in the vise we have a Ahrex FW 581 in a size 8. I'm going to be using some dyed orange thread. I'm going to be using for the tail some Goose Bites, bright orange, Inferno orange. For the body, I'm going to be using a blend of the green gleamy, right here where my finger is, the green gleamy dubbing by Hens, and the green, this one here, dubbing from the Hares Plus. I mix it together. Gives it a bit of a softness from the hair, but a shine from the gleamy. So there's my mix. Okay, I'm going to be using some 0.2 mil silver wire for a rib. Like I said, the biots will be for the tail. I'll be using some dyed ginger hackle for the hackle, and then up front I'll be using a tractor style saddle dyed orange. Okay. So let's get her going. Start my thread. To about there. Where did I do my scissors? There we go. Now we'll just cut that off. Then, important step here, put your finger there and right up against your finger, build a nice ball. I just find it easier to put my finger there. Okay, now I'm going to take one biot off of here. And I want the curve upwards. Okay. And I want it sticking past the end of the hook. So just making sure that this stays fairly straight on the shank of the hook. Just cover that. Then I'm going to come to the front, leaving a bit of space, tie in my silver wire. Be careful not to damage that biot. It will probably fold by the end, but that's okay. Like just there it did already. Fold it down a bit. That's totally fine. That out of the way. I use a little magnetic little thing just to hold that out of my way. Take my, now you can do this in a loop, you can hand dub it. It's totally up to you how you want to dub it. Whatever way you prefer. And I'll just come right back to there. I'll come forward. I want it to be a bit scraggly. Now, if it's not really scraggly at first, it's totally fine. After, we'll be picking it out anyway. A little bit more. I'll probably do it. Tighten that up. Okay, pull that away. That'll be about all I need. Okay, now I'm going to take my one feather from my dyed ginger dyed ginger cock hackle here, and I'm just going to try to find one that's not, I don't want it too long a fiber, but I definitely want to have, it needs to stand out a bit. So cut that off, expose the stem, tie that in very well. Sure it's tied in well. Okay, I don't know if I'll need my hackle pliers, but I'm going to make them Bring them out here in case I do. And I just want to do a couple of 2-3 turns right at the front here. And then open up right to the back. I'm going to take my wire, counter wrap my wire, get a nice hold of that. That way the hackle stays where it is. Don't worry if it looks a little scraggly at the front, because you'll fix it all up here. Okay, and then I'm going to helicopter off my wire. Can helicopter off my piece if it comes off. If it doesn't, cut it, because you don't want to pull it out. You see how I've left a little bit of an orange butt there? It's perfect. So now I'm going to take my dubbing brush right through the hackle, because this does two things. It'll bring out the dubbing, and it'll soften that hackle up. Just be careful with your goose bite tail. So there. Okay. Now I'm just going to strip off all the under fluff that I don't need off of this orange saddle feather. Just get that all out of the way. And then I'm going to figure out how long I want. I want this stuff to be a little longer than the, so about there. Okay. Again, tie that in. Okay. I like doing a half hitch here, just in case I bump it while I'm doing this portion. Let's do a half hitch. Then I'll grab my hackle plier. Make sure I'm stroking all this material back. And just a couple of turns. That's all you want. Nothing too major. Couple of turns. Wiggle your way through. Stroke everything back. Build a little bit of a head. Now you can do this with green thread as well, and build a green head. I just like the effect that the extra little bit of orange does. So I don't know if we want to call this the pumpkin head bumble, but it's a orange bumble. How's that? Orange and green bumble. Rip that off. Get your little brush. Make sure none of those are stuck together. And there you go. There is the pumpkin head, or the orange and green bumble. Simple to tie. I love tying bumbles. They're just so much fun. And when these things get wet, they're absolutely deadly for trout. When you're lock style fishing, or just using a sinking line and getting it down. Slow retrieve, fast retrieve. They work in many different ways. So, alrighty. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of On the Bench with Sport Fishing on the Fly. Challenges.